Hi, at this tone you can hear me right because he's in the other room. Okay. So what I want to ask you is, oh yes, I consent to this live and everything like that. But what I want to ask you is, how long is it to get married? I'm 45 and we live together. He lives with me. My own businesses, everything like that. All my children are older. Like we can go on trips or whatever if we want to. It's absolutely none of that for 3 years. I live in Atlanta. I'm afraid to date. I'm afraid to like leave him
How long y'all been together?
for 3 years. For 3 years.
3 years, no trips, no nothing, no going out.
Nothing,
No
nothing.
baby, you want a little purse, a little bag, you need
No.
something.
Oh
Come
my
in
God,
and just
our first Christmas together was horrible. I brought him all good gifts, and like talking about this making me want to cry. Like my gifts was horrible. They was like $500 worth of stuff from Walmart, and I'm like, you could have went to a real like Jared or something and got me a little heart for that $500. Like, what are you doing?
even a basic shoe or sunglasses at Gucci is $500.
Or something.
You know what
But
I mean?
you want to know something like I'm past it. Like I did all that when I was young. So now I'm at a point where I'm fine with the house. I want to love you. Let's go on a date. Let's do that. We don't date, you know. And when he do take me on a date, it's like in the area. And I'm like, I'm not an area bitch. Like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
But
I
the
open
thing
my
is, abundantly blessed. He feels that way because you already made that okay.
I
You
know.
made it okay.
He's a narcissist too. He's a narcissist, girl. Like,
No. Abundantly blessed. It's not fair to call a man a narcissist. It's not fair if we accepted it for 3 years.
you're right.
I don't
You're
think that. And
right.
you seem like a smart woman. You're mature. Okay, you got some kids under your belt, so you know a thing about life. Okay,
Right. Right.
so you saw, but fair enough. Sometimes we don't want
That's what
to
it
not
is.
have nobody.
And I'm from Harlem, New York, and like
Oh,
home
I'm
is
from
not a
Harlem.
problem. You from Harlem?
Yes,
Yeah, period.
uptown.
All right, me too.
Okay.
So it's not hard for me to get somebody, even here. But I'm just so afraid to talk to the men here in Georgia because, girl, it ain't it. It
They
ain't it.
ask, is he paying all the bills? Is he
Yeah,
doing it?
he pays what he's supposed to
Okay.
pay and everything like that. Like really honestly, I don't do shit. And that's another thing.
Well, honey, if he paying all the bills now, come on. That's good.
But
That's
I want to
good.
get married. I want to be married. It's no way that we're in our third year. I just told him, I said, listen, I feel like we at the first state of where we met. You know what I'm saying? Because there's nothing really going on. We 3 years later. I'm like, I told you in the beginning, my standards, and you said that you can handle that. And so now 3 years later, it's always an excuse. Like, oh, my mom, my family, my this, it's always an excuse.
He
Yeah,
just
he's
don't want
taking care
to.
of somebody. He don't want to. That's what I think. That's what I
He
say.
just don't want to. He don't want to. He probably feels like you ain't going nowhere. She comfortable, okay? She do the same one too, like so he's comfortable.
You
He's
know
he's
what?
not going nowhere.
Let me tell you something. So I've been watching your live too, but before, like, I was introduced to your live, I just was like, you know what? Let me get back to me, right? So I started back working out and stuff like that, eating right and everything. I'm still doing it. I was 211 pounds. I got to 211 pounds messing with him, cooking or doing all the wifely stuff. Doing all the wifely stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I got big as I was like, no, this is not me. So now I'm back doing what I need to do or whatever like that. It's been a journey, but I'm down. I'm in the 190s now, the low 190s. Changed the way I've been dressing and stuff. The guys, they talk to me. I don't have problems, but I'm afraid that if I leave him, I'm gonna get somebody that is, cause it's trash out here in Georgia. It's like trash in Georgia. So,
It is
what,
like a needle in the haystack, I think. I don't want to say there aren't any good men, but if you want to meet more of them, even if there's a little percent of them, you have to level up to a point. Okay? Especially as a 45-year-old woman. I'm not saying you're not beautiful, but there's 35, there's 25, okay? And that's who we're competing against. So you got to think about it like that. As a
Right.
45-year-old, I'm going back out there. Not saying you should stay there, but if I'm going to go back out there, I got to compete at the highest level. That
Right.
means I got to get my body right. It doesn't
Right.
mean you need a BBL or a snatch.
Right.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying, but getting your body right, trying a new
Thank
hairstyle,
you.
putting a tiny bit of makeup on. You don't got to have a
Girl,
deep face.
let me tell you, Ashley, I do all that. When I go out, Trina is a bad bitch, believe it. You know what I'm saying? And he knows it. So what he'll do, like he'll do stuff. He'll do stuff, and then when it seems like I had enough and I start like getting on my shit, he'll be like being nice. Come on, babe, take me in the area again. I'm like, yo, don't I look too pretty? Like when I get dressed, I'm like, don't I look too pretty to be sitting here? Like you don't
And the
want to
thing is,
show me.
I want you to look so good moving forward when you go out that people look at you like, what you doing with him? So
I
he
swear to God,
feels
they
like
do that
that.
already. They
That
do that already. They do that already. So I'm
and
just like, am I wrong for staying out of fear that all this stuff? But I
that's
feel
completely up to you. That's completely up to you. You gotta again. I don't get on lives and tell people to leave their person. You
right.
know, but you know what you need to do and you know what you want. And that, how old is he?
He be 50 next year.
Girl,
That's what
50
I
and
said.
still, that's unacceptable. He should have been put that ring on that finger,
Thank
child.
you. Thank you.
And it don't seem like he's motivated to. It don't seem like he's
Well, guess who
motivated
got
to.
unmotivated? Me. I stopped cooking. I stopped fucking. I stopped sucking. I stopped doing everything.
And he's
That I was.
comfortable with you not having sex and not cook.
Yeah, he's comfortable. Like when I
That's
get in the
not, I
mood.
don't like,
I know. I
he's
know.
comfortable.
He's
So where's
comfortable.
he getting it from then if he's not complaining?
That's what he cheated on me too one time and he got caught.
Oh,
Just put
okay.
two and two together that he got caught cheating. Like I didn't physically see him, but he got caught cheating. And I was like, yo,
That
what
was
the
this
fuck?
year? This year?
No, that was last year. The early part of last year. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying? And he's like, oh, I didn't cheat on you. I'm like, you did cheat. It's evidence that you cheated. You know what I'm saying? So that right there is when Trina evolved again and started working out and doing this and getting back into, and starting to go out. But the truth is,
Well,
I don't want.
Trina needs to come with that energy that's in that picture right behind her. That's the energy Trina needs to be on, okay?
That's the
That's
Trina.
the energy Trina needs to be on.
That is the Trina. I'm
That's the
telling you.
Trina we need back,
She
okay?
coming back.
But
She coming back.
after he did what he did, you were supposed to be out the door. You were supposed to then move
You know
on.
what stopped me though, Ashley? Because I was like, bitch, you old now. Like, you don't have energy to keep squeezing, and you know what I'm saying? And the shoes, girl, my feet be hurting now with the shoes on and stuff.
He said,
So
I'm wearing a comfortable heel.
I'm
They
wearing a
said,
comfortable.
stand up. They said, stand up, Trina,
Yeah,
girl.
no, I
Okay?
know. She be like, stand up, that one, yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah, so I just like, let me ask Ashley, like, how much longer she think I should hold on?
Not another 3 years
Oh,
and
hell
not
no.
another year. You
Yeah.
need to put a time in your head, have the conversation with him. Y'all could do couples therapy if you want to, but that's
And
about it.
I feel
I
like
wouldn't
we're,
even give it another year because in another year, you'll be 46, and another 3 years, you'll be almost 50. Then you're
yeah.
gonna be looking back at your 45-year-old self, looking like I look better than I do now.
I'm telling you because I feel great, I feel great. I get up and drink my little green juice in the morning, go for my little walk, come in, do I think they call them gorilla things with the
Yes,
weights and
yes.
all that. Yeah, I
Uh-huh.
do all that now, you know what I'm saying? And I feel great and I'm like, bitch, you starting to look like the old you. Like, what are you doing? What you
So what are you
doing?
gonna do? What are you gonna do, Trina? What are you gonna do now that you know he cheated last year, child? He's not doing what he needs to do. Y'all been together for 3 years. He takes you to the local spots, which is probably a little Thai restaurant or Mexican food, honey. Okay? And he doesn't have
When
any
I
motivation to do anything else. So what are
Yeah.
you gonna do?
So I just had a talk with him. I want to tell you that. I had a talk with him and he was like, well, if I don't get myself together in 3 months, you know, then you do what you want to do. Like he try to put the weight of the world on. Like he always want to flip it. He always
Perfect. And you're gonna say okay, and you're gonna stand on it. Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. You're forgetting you are the prize. You're forgetting you are
period.
the prize.
Period. You're right. I am the prize. Thank you, boo.
You're welcome, darling. Have a good one. And you know what you need to do, Trina. You know exactly what you need to do. I'm gonna leave it there.